Okay, hey guys. All right, so on to chapter 2. We are just kicking it today, guys. Chapter 2, what do you bring to the table? Assessing abilities. When you first decide that you want a homestead, you need to sit down and figure out what you have in your favor. Like with us, I have some experience with gardening, and I have a little bit of experience now with chickens. So, we're going to run with that, of course. You have to put together a complete rundown of your resources, land, equipment, cash, labor, etc., and your abilities, the things you know how to do, your physical ability to operate equipment, even your general physical health. Well, I need to lose weight, but other than that, I'm, good. Once I get the weight gone, I'll be able to handle doing a lot more of my nose itches. Be right back, guys. Okay, I had to put my beats away. All right.
I'll get you some tonight.
Right. This list will help guide you in a direction that allows you to make the most of what you have and what you can do. Without it, you can easily wind up in over your head. You don't want to run out and spend 5 figures on a tractor if you don't know how to use it or you don't have land to operate it on. Okay, we're not going to have any of that stuff, all right? This is going to be completely, old-fashioned way, that kind of thing. So, because we're not working with a lot of money, for one. And for two, I don't want to deal with the maintenance on all that kind of stuff. I would rather, eventually get us a horse and buggy. A couple of horses and the buggy to go with it. And learn how to do all that stuff and also learn the maintenance on it, of course. But start with an assessment of your abilities. And again, this is a situation where there are no wrong answers. Go ahead and put that in the fridge. This can be broken down into a few different categories: your knowledge, your physical capabilities, and any miscellaneous skills. For example, when it comes to your physical abilities, you'll want to know how long you can spend outdoors. Do you have hiking or camping experience? Are you a runner? Are you a weekend warrior? You don't have to be a high-functioning athlete with tons of experience as a rock climber, but you do need to be realistic about what you can and cannot do. Just like not running out and buying a tractor is a bad idea when the lot you live on is 1/10 of an acre. Running out and deciding to work a 200-acre piece of land covered in trees is a bad idea if you haven't built up the strength to handle a chainsaw. Well, we don't have 200 acres. We have 12. But, we're figuring around that. We know people that can run a chainsaw. So we're gonna work that in on how we can actually work it in. So we also know that we're not alone and that we have help. So don't worry though. If your dream is a 200-acre wild and woolly lot, then you can figure out a way to build up your strength and use tools and outside labor to achieve what you want. For now, however, just make a list of your physical capabilities so that you can plan around it. It's possible to homestead even if you cannot bend at the knees, but if you ignore the fact that you cannot bend at the knees, then you will get frustrated early and often. Frustration causes homesteaders to quit, and we want you to have every chance of success. That is true, but as far as the bending over and kneeling on the ground, that's the reason for the raised garden beds. So, once you're done listing your physical abilities, you want to make a list of what you know. Do you know how to grow vegetables? Are you a knitter? Do you know how to feed chickens? Do you know the basics of soil science? I haven't really done much with the soil science, which I'm going to get the testing kits and all that stuff for it because I do want to learn that. Andrew has more knowledge of that than I do. I do know how to feed chickens. I know how to take care of chickens. I know how to clean out the coops. I know all that. I know that stuff because we've had chickens. I do know how to grow vegetables. I'm learning how to grow fruit bushes and fruit trees. Again, Andrew has knowledge, and he's, going to be helping us, so. Anything you know how to do or know enough to figure out, you'll want to put on this list. This gives you a great starting point for your personal homesteading dream. With this list, you can extrapolate abilities. If you can knit, you can expand your knowledge of the fiber arts into spinning, weaving, crochet, and even keeping sheep and Angora rabbits. Okay, I do know how to crochet. I really think I'm going to try to like get a magazine or something or a book about it, a couple books about it, so I can learn the different patterns, and how to crochet more than just the straight stitch. I'm thinking about getting a non-electric knitting machine. So, if you know the basics of chicken keeping, you can set up a backyard coop and start raising birds from eating eggs. If you know how to grow vegetables, then you can learn how to grow enough food to sustain yourself and your family. See, this is where we are. This list will also give you a starting point on what you need to learn and how to expand on that knowledge. If you can keep chickens, you can learn how to keep and raise ducks. And, that's where we're headed. Chickens, ducks, turkeys, guineas. I've had a couple of ducks already. I've had a couple of guineas. So, we're going to be, as far as the birds, I'm going to try to get them, pretty much simultaneously. So, if you know the basics of soil science, you can learn about ways to increase beneficial microbes in your soil. And I'm learning a little bit more of that now. I'm working on studying more on that. So, and don't think some tidbit of information or random hobby you have won't come in handy. If you brew your own beer for fun, then you'll have a leg up when it comes to fermenting food and making kombucha. I'm not real skilled in that yet. Finally, make a list of any miscellaneous skills you have. Forklift operator, shift manager at fast food restaurant, whatever. These are those weird little things we all pick up in life that are big, big help later. For example, I can field strip a toilet blindfolded. That's kind of weird. I started learning like the basics of composting. I know some of the mistakes I made in Michigan. So, I know, what steps to take next to make it to where it works better. I'm and as far as my working abilities and that kind of thing from before, like from my jobs and stuff, I do know how to handle money. I need to learn a lot more time management. I have issues with that. But I'm going to have to try to, I'm working on that. We're going to have to try to work on that together, but painting, I can paint. So we can use that for like the part of the business money end of the homestead to, bring in some money towards homesteading. So I've also built a few things, so I know a little bit of the basics of things like that. So, I know I can take a step up. I know we can build our off-grid cabin, even though that's a big step up. But I have been doing a lot of research and watching and reading and listening and stuff like that. So I know we can do that. Again, just like your knowledge base and your hobbies, you'll want a reckoning of what you're able to do and how well you can do it. Before I forget, you'll want to make a list for everyone in your household. Not only will it give you guidance on what kind of homestead you want, but it will also help you divide the labor. If your daughter's a whiz at running a cash register because of her summer job at a local grocery store, then put her in charge of the till at the farmer's market when you start selling crafts and veggies. Well, Chloe's going to be in charge of the rabbit part of the business and any crafts and stuff that she does, like the wood burning.
That's a good idea, though. I could be in charge of the cash and stuff. Even though I'm slow.
I could count that towards your schooling.
I have done that before. Eyes, Sean. Look at eyes. Look at eyes. Over there.
Again, have fun with this exercise. Don't be afraid to put something on the list that doesn't make sense. Then you and your family can get together and make plans, laugh, and dream together. It'll be such a fun time. And with us, like beekeeping, that's a big thing. I know everybody makes mistakes, and I know we're going to make mistakes. But I want to take at least a year, 1 to 2 years, to learn all we can, to get all the equipment we need, stock up on the things that we're going to use a lot of before we get our bees. Because I don't want to go into it blindfolded. You know, that's one of those things you don't want to do. Like with our animals. We need to build a shed, or get a shed up there, so we can start stocking up on the feed. So we can have that 1 to 2 years worth of feed stocked up. So when we get our animals, we'll have that time to put into growing the food for them. And then by the time, we got that down, we'll still stock up a little more on the feed over that time to have that extra. But we can also start working in those homegrown veggies, the homegrown food, that kind of thing.
Quite frankly,
which is very healthy for you and your animals. So,
quite frankly.
All right. Let me see. Where are we?
Dark. So we had to stay there in fucking woods. We didn't go to bed till about 3 a.m. Everybody had that uneasy feeling.
Okay, I think I'm going to stop this one right here, and I'll go ahead and get this up there, and I will be right back, you guys. Okay. Because this is on assessing abilities, and the next one is kind of a different topic. So, I'll be right back. See you guys in a minute. Remember to make your lists. Homework. Homework, guys. Make your lists. See you guys in a few.